Look at this guy. He's new. How do I know? He's dragging his little pet along. This is embarrassing. It would be like driving down the road like this. Now that the A4 is on our server, a lot of people are diving into that module for the first time. And just like any other module in DCS, you have to learn the particular nuances of the plane. This video is not a comprehensive guide. Rather, it's a quick list of all the things that is unique to this module, so your overall learning experience goes smoother. If this is your first time here, this channel focuses on multiplayer sim gameplay, so if you're into that, please subscribe. The number one thing that I see people do in A4, and it's unlike all the other modules in DCS, is that something happens when you peel off from the ramp without detaching your ground power. You gain a little companion. So for the first time in history, you will need to actually ask the ground crew to detach your ground power, and they will only respond if your canopy is open. This also applies to arming your plane. If your canopy is closed, it will not work. Lastly, there is no auto start in this plane, but this plane is very simple to start. It takes only about a minute to do so. Additionally, the brakes on this plane are pretty unique for a Blue 4 plane. You will need to get used to taxiing, almost like a MiG, and apply your brakes as you turn. The A4 also has a tire screeching sound that lets you know when you need to ease up. Lastly, because the brakes are a bit weak on this thing, you can use the spoilers to help your landings. This will help you to come to a quicker stop in landings at short airfields. The roll rate is quite high on this plane, so high it's almost unbelievable, but according to the Marshfield Air Museum, the Skyhawk's roll rate was 760 degrees per second, which is really fast. So fast you can black yourself out just by rolling. This may trip people up, and the recommendation from the manual is to saturate your controls, which you do like this. I personally don't do it, but it is called out in the manual, so you should probably do it. The A4 also does something that is pretty particular and not super common with the planes in DCS. It models the nitrogen gun charges. You have 3 in total. A gun charge is used every time you arm your guns. If you try to arm more than 3 times, your guns will no longer work. You will get more charges after you rearm. Additionally, there is something in here that trips up players. You may find when you are using rockets that you also squeeze off your guns. To get around this, you should not use the rockets option on your weapon selector. Instead, what you should do is use the GM unarmed selection. Now, instead of using your rockets and gun trigger, you will use your weapon release button, and you can now use rockets on their own while having your gun armed. Lastly, for weapons, the A4 can carry Shrikes, which is pretty unique for a DCS Cold War plane. These Shrikes are soulful, meaning they aren't instant win buttons. They miss often, and that makes them fun to use. So please try to stick to these parameters. If you launch low and out of parameters, you will miss very often. I have had some success lightly locking these things, but it is no guarantee, so bring a lot and bring friends. I hope you found this video helpful and covers all the particular nuances that you have to watch out for as you learn this plane, because sometimes it's just not super obvious. Every single DCS module is its own puzzle with its own set of nuances. Additionally, if you are looking for a more complete guide on how to do everything, then I would strongly recommend to watch DCS Sport. He makes the absolute best videos on the A4 and goes into everything. His videos are so comprehensive that I decided not to make any specific guides. I just wanted to do this one, which is to focus on the things that trip people up. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing. And let me know what your first thoughts are on the A4. It hasn't been on the server for long, so I would be curious to see what the initial reactions are. Thank you.